We're over to Going Out of Business Supply Store. Thank you. Around the corner. Thanks. Get that guy.
Flyer for you.
You never know.
We should find some sketchy businesses. Tarot card reader.
Yeah, they usually don't last.
Here you go, sir.
We're opening around the corner.
Thanks.
Hi guys. We're opening around the corner. Good, how are you? Thank you. You might need it. You might need it. One of our favorite comments was when we first opened the store, someone came in and looked around and they were on their way out and they turned around and yelled, "I really love your store. It's a store, isn't it?" And we laughed because it's exactly what we were always kind of trying to do, trying to get people to kind of walk through and try to understand what it is they're looking at. Is it for sale or is it not for sale?
We met in 1993 at an advertising agency. Andy was trained as a writer and worked as a writer in advertising. I was on the job kind of trained as an art director. And traditionally in advertising, art directors and writers are paired up. So that's how we officially started working together.
That's better, like not so grand opening, right? Not so grand openings. Maybe it's not so grand openings.
Yeah, those kind of work.
This one does, right? This one's a little better, and this one's nice. Don't you think that's dumb? We can conceive of ideas together very, very well, and then we get other people to write and other people to art direct the work. So we don't actually do any of those things, but it's a trick. We shouldn't say this publicly, but that's how it works.
It is how it works.
My wife and I decided we'd start this company, combining her first name and my last name, Kate Spade. We didn't have any experience in design or fashion. We said, let's try it, how hard can it be? And we found a potato sack company that sold burlap. And we made our first bags out of burlap and raffia and sold them to Barney's and Fred Siegel, and then we just kept doing it. And then I got bored making women's bags, so I started Jack Spade and started making bags for myself and my friends.
I had quit Wyden and Kennedy, and I remember having to quit to Dan Wyden, who's like a living legend in advertising. And he couldn't understand why I was quitting his agency, who was at its height of its creativity, to work and make handbags. He thought I was making handbags. I was like, no. My friend is making handbags. I'm just going to go help him. Throughout the years, whether I was working directly with Andy or I was working at different agencies, we always had projects that we did together.
I kept moving closer and closer to those projects, and I liked making and designing, but I was really interested in kind of coming up with new ideas, and Anthony and I were always curious about doing other things, and so we just started doing it on the side, and eventually it grew into what today is Partners in Spade, which is kind of full-time, kind of just collaborating and creating. There are so many different projects that we're interested in doing. We wanted to make sure that we had a space where we could actually pursue all those interests. It's part gallery, part retail store, part studio.
If we're going to have an office subsidized by the client work we do, we might as well have fun with it. We like the idea of having happenings and making the space more conceptual and kind of playing with the idea of what retail is, what a gallery is, what a storefront is, what an office could be, what a studio can be. Andy and I always had insecurities with sport. We invented this service where you could come in and tell us what your insecurity is, and what we'll do is we'll backdate it so that you could kind of live with this achievement that you never really achieve, and over the course of living with this trophy and this new achievement that maybe you can kind of overcome your insecurity. It's worked for me, and I think it's worked for you.
It's worked for me. I mean, I have an example here. Andrew Spade, Kung Fu champion, 1975. In fact, in 1975, I lost a Kung Fu tournament, and it has bothered me my entire life. So these are very helpful.
And we're better people for it. There's this strange little company in Germany that makes these extremely detailed, slightly pornographic figurines for train sets.
Anthony and I love finding antique ships and antique boats and then ornamenting them with spring breakers from hobby shops. The space demonstrates to clients that we're not going to think in a traditional way. We're not set up like an agency. We're not on the 5th floor of a building.
It is something that's set up to be very clear and very specific to anyone that doesn't know us personally what our sensibility and taste is. So it absolutely is a calling card.
Yeah, if we'd launched on the 6th floor of a building in Midtown, no one would give a damn. This is what inspires us, and this is how we think, and this is what we like. It's not intended to pay the bills. The idea is for us to be inspired and to inspire other people. It feeds our studio ideas, and our studio feeds ideas back. We don't think about traditional media in the way that media has been considered over the years by clients. I mean, there's not just television and radio and print, and there's so many other things you do. We see retail itself as a living, breathing billboard. By doing our own films and by running our own retail space / gallery / performance space, we just demonstrate that we know how to do it. I think it gives people a sense of who we are without having to kind of sit in a conference room and kind of pick our brains.
The first project that we had through Partners in Spade was when J. Crew wanted to kind of re-energize their men's business. They had great product, but no one was really paying attention. This was 3 years ago, and they had just asked us our opinions on how we would do that, and we said it wouldn't be advertising, it would be building a standalone men's store to really give it a proper context. So for us, it was taking a larger brand that was already established and making it more interesting and making it more personal and giving it a point of view. And then there's the opposite that we also love equally as well, is taking smaller brands that maybe people have forgotten about or have never heard of before, like Boast, which was an apparel brand, a tennis apparel brand started in 1973. Two friends of ours took the license over for it and wanted to relaunch it.
It was irreverent. It wasn't like the other tennis brands like Lacoste.
A young upstart squash player decided to make his own apparel brand, and he just sold it from country club to country club in his station wagon.
It's really great when you can find something that existed before and unearth it and bring it back again. That one's kind of fun.
Yep. And even if it takes a little longer, we can hunt for those.
We're taking photographs of going out of business stores and then at the same time grand openings. We're doing a book which is going out now called Not So Grand Openings. They'd have 3 balloons. They have a lot that was an acre large. They have 3 balloons tied to rearview mirrors and a salesman kind of standing behind them thinking that people are going to be completely attracted to these 3 balloons. And then New York has always had these going out of business stores. They keep the going out of business going to attract more people. The ridiculousness of the grand opening of the going out of business supply store, we wondered, where did the people get the going out of business supplies? When you go out of business, where do you get the sign? Do they make them themselves?
And is there a business that you could actually go into by helping people go out of business? And if you were going to do that, could you have a grand opening
for the going out of business supply store? So we created posters and mugs and pens and everything that you would need for a going out of business sale. Then we like the beauty of the interior being just black and white because it represents death and you're going out, right? This is it, you're on your last breath. But outside, the colorful balloons and the bright signage, right? And the ribbon to open the store. We just thought we'd do it for 24 hours, it opens, and then we sell whatever we sell, and then we close it. And also marketing the idea, it's part of what we do. So we're giving out flyers to business owners who we believe will be out of business very soon.
I think at the heart of it, it's kind of what interests Andy and I, having been in advertising this long, the idea of where commerce and art meet. For us, it's an art installation that is our love of some of the vernacular of advertising balloons and these large going out of business signs. And then there's an undercurrent of some of what's going on in the economy in our country too. There's like a slight commentary to it.
Just lift your chin up just a little bit, Mike. How long do you have this job for?
This job? I'd say maybe like half an hour. Hi, my name is Miguel, and we're going out of business. We have the posters, the big posters for $30. We have the small ones for $15. We also have the T-shirts for $30. The small ones are $15.
They're half off, I see, yeah.
Yeah, welcome in.
Thank you, thank you. Let me shop around. I'm not so eager to go out of business.
Nobody bought T-shirts or anything yet. I don't understand why.
They don't understand the beauty of it yet. They will, though.
They will?
Yeah, the beauty's coming. Yeah, it's coming big.
We have the T-shirt for $30. We have the mug for $10. It was nice, right?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me feel like someone's going out of business.
Yeah.
But it's not you.
It's not me. It's the boss is going out of business, not me. The pens are $1. The mugs are $10. The T-shirts are $30. The key holders are $3. And the hats right here, those are $15. Welcome in, Papi. If you need to get a drink, it's for free.
I like your work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Very good.
There's pranks I could think of pulling and taking a few $1,000s. I think that's one of the better ones we thought of in the last few weeks.